Hey folks, Roy Bragg here, Electric Lawn Service. We do landscaping work as well, and I want to show you a little tip. So you'll notice we've got some runoff here, where the water is sheeting across this yard. It's pulling all the nutrients away from the soil. So we're going to show you a quick little landscape project. You can do this in an afternoon by yourself, and it'll really help change the way this soil works and the way this water flows. And what we want to do is we want to stop the water from sheeting off here. We're going to bring in some dirt, some soil to amend this. We're going to let the grass grow a little bit longer so that that root system gets a little healthier. But the first thing we got to do is we've got to make a trench, because you don't want to just lay your blocks across the top of the dirt. The water's going to go under there and you're not going to solve anything. So we're going to dig a little trench. We're going to lay the blocks in there about halfway in the soil. I'm going to show you that. And then we're going to backfill that in with the fresh soil that we're going to do. First, we got to get rid of some of these roots out of here, because those roots really sap the nutrients out of the soil as well. So come on, let's take a look. Now let's mark our line and start our trench. You're going to find more roots as you dig, so just keep coming through and taking those out. Notice how we're going to wrap this around and come up in a little J shape so that we trap this water in the cubby hole that we're making. What we don't want to do is leave that line straight across, because then you end up getting water running into the screen porch. Now you'll notice what I did. I brought in my first bag of filled soil that we're going to use to amend all of this up in here. I did it for two reasons. First of all, I want a nice thick layer in the bottom of this trench and a little bit on the back side of this trench so that we can help amend the soil, promote some healthy grass growth in here. Also what I did that for is I don't have to come and get some sand to bring in here and level this trench out. I can just use some of the dirt I already have to level this trench out. You'll notice when these blocks sit in here, they're going to be half in the ground and with a little lip sticking up. So this is going to really do a good job of preventing this water runoff. It's going to hold water in this little area here. Start cutting this grass a little bit longer from now on so the roots grow thicker, and we're going to really change the way this area looks very, very quickly. By the end of this year, I bet this is going to be full of grass and really nice. So once we have all that filled in and backfilled in, we've gone and pushed that soil up into there. Then a lot of it ends up on top of the blocks because you're manipulating it and moving it around. So what you do is just bring that hard tooth rake right across the top of it. On the back side of the rake so that you can fill in those joints. Now we're going to bring in a lot of soil here. We're going to build this up from the wall backwards into the yard so that we can fill in a lot of these little hollow spots right here. And what will end up happening again, and I can't stress this enough, we're going to let this grass start growing a lot longer this year, because only very few forms of grass have a not equal seed to root. Mostly they're on golf courses where you have a putting green that's very, very short grass. You want a deep root system underneath the earth. There's not a lot of grasses that do that. Most of them are going to be about equivalent. If you let your grass grow 4 inches, you're going to have a 4-inch root system, give or take. So we're going to let this grass grow up high. We're going to use this Scott's Turf Builder lawn soil. Now this is great when you're going to do new sod, when you're going to seed, when you're going to do some aerating, some soil amendments. So we're going to go ahead and spread a bunch of this over here. We're going to even it all out, and we're going to push it up to this wall so that now we make this water stop and sink into the ground. And all of this grass is going to come find that nutrient-rich soil now. So it's all going to grow out into here. And now that it's getting springtime and summertime soon, it's going to happen very quickly. Now let's finish it off with some water, clean it up. If you wanted to bring in some sod here, you certainly could. You could lay some sod over this and it would absolutely make this done now. We've got a sod project in the front yard of this customer's house. In a couple of weeks we're doing that. I'm gonna wait, it's early March right now. I'm gonna wait until it's late March so that I can make sure that these sod fields really have a good root system before they go cutting them. Sometimes they like to cut them early. I wait until probably the second or third week of March, maybe even the end of March, 1st of April. I'm gonna definitely have a few pieces left over from that project in the front yard here. I'm gonna come in and just make a little stripe on the front of this wall, across the front of this wall, and that'll help that water better stay in place and the grass will grow out over it. But you don't need to. All of that grass is now gonna grow out into here and it's gonna happen very quickly. So that's it. This took me about 3 hours. You can do this yourself in an afternoon at home. And it will, I absolutely promise you, this will make a dramatic difference. 6-8 months from now, by the end of this growing season, this is going to be a dramatic difference from what it used to be with the water sheeting off of this. Thanks very much for watching. Roy and Angie, Electric Lawn Service, 850-591-7581.